So the number of tourists to Japan will increase again.
What news?
The news says the Chinese government has lifted the ban on group tours overseas. It will be the first group trip from China to Japan in about 3.5 years since January 2020.
I see. I wonder how many tourists are from China?
In 2019, before the pandemic, tourists from China accounted for about 30% of all tourists.
Wow, so many! If the number of Chinese tourists recovers to the pre-pandemic level due to the lifting of the ban on group travel, it would be good for the Japanese economy, especially for the tourism industry.
True. Actually, stock prices of inbound tourism-related companies, such as airlines and railways, rose on the news of lifting the ban. On the other hand, some have negative opinions. For example, there are voices concerned about 観光公害, tourism pollution.
Tourism pollution?
It is also called over-tourism in English. It's an expression that likens the adverse effects that an increase in tourists brings to the region and residents to pollution. Let me show you some examples. You know, Kyoto and Kamakura are known places for their many historical buildings. Due to the increase in tourists, congestion has become normal, and littering by tourists with bad manners had occurred frequently.
Everyone remembers that the locals were troubled. That's a big problem.
Right. So Kyoto City has launched a project team on tourism pollution countermeasures. Efforts are being made to use AI to transmit congestion prediction information to tourists and to promote decentralization so that tourists do not congregate in some areas.
Wonderful! It is nice to try to solve problems using AI.
A different example is the case in Hokkaido where I live. BA, located in the center of Hokkaido, is a small rural town with a population of about 10,000.
The beautiful patchwork hill is famous.
Yes. Before the pandemic, it was a major tourist destination visited by more than 1.5 million foreigners annually. However, the number of tourists entering farmland without permission for the purpose of taking pictures had increased. Aside from that, many tourism pollutions have occurred, such as obstruction of tractor around farm roads by parking of buses for group tourists.
No wonder the locals are angry.
Locals put up no trespassing signs. However, the billboard spoiled the scenery.
What the hell?
Therefore, the farm signboard project was devised to prevent tourists from encroaching on the farmland while preserving the original beautiful scenery.
What is that?
The signboards installed in the farm signboard project were designed so that tourists would want to take a picture of them. In addition, QR codes are printed on it. If you read this QR code, you can watch the farmer's message video and visit an online shop. This was a crowdfunding project launched by 10 local farmers in cooperation, and it seems that the target amount of 1 million yen was achieved in only 3 days.
Nice idea. Genius!
Local people are trying various things like this, but there are still challenges. First of all, we have the problem of labor shortage.
Does that mean that even if the number of visitors to Japan increases, the manpower to handle it is not enough?
Right. especially in the restaurant industry, seems to be in a pinch. And some expressed their displeasure at the spectacle of foreigners overflowing on places that were initially loved by locals. I went to a shopping district in Sapporo with one of my friends. At that time, she said to me, "Most of the people here are Chinese. Products are for the Chinese. I can't even hear Japanese. Where am I?"
I see. But a large number of tourists means that a place is attractive. And you can't travel without peace. I think that focusing on tourism should also benefit the locals.
You two make sense. I'm sure that human ingenuity will create a better result for locals and tourists.
It is becoming increasingly important to make the city a place that the tourists want to visit, and at the same time, make it a livable city for locals.
Creating a town that is likened by tourists. I remember now. I've heard a hot topic recently.
What?
A popular American travel magazine, Travel Plus Leisure, conducted a reader survey about ranking favorite cities in the world. This year's World Best Awards survey includes criteria such as welcoming locals, great food, safety, reasonable prices, and aesthetics.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah. Well then, let me announce the first place.
Wait a minute. This may be out of the blue, but are you going to start from number 1?
Yes, what's wrong?
Don't you usually announce the ranking from the bottom in this case?
Is that so? All right. Let me announce the 50th place.
Wait. The 50th place? How long does it take to the end?
Then I'll introduce you from 25th to 11th place at once. 25th place is Osaka, Japan.
Takoyaki City is ranked here. No, this is Okonomiyaki City.
Regarding Osaka, it seemed that the convenience of transportation and the friendly personality of the people of Osaka were highly evaluated. 24th is Porto, Portugal. 23rd, Guadalajara, Mexico. 22nd is Hobart, Australia. 21st is Santa Fe, USA. 20th, Lisbon, Portugal. 90th is Charleston, USA. 18th is Singapore, Singapore, where I visited, is on the list here.
You went to Singapore twice, didn't you?
Yes, good public order and convenient transportation. I was able to travel with peace of mind because I could communicate in English and Chinese. I will never forget the locals who were kind to me. 70th place is Siem Reap, Cambodia. 60th, Merida, Mexico. 50th place is Rome, Italy. 14th place is Marrakech, Morocco. 13th place is Luang Prabang, Laos. 11th place is Florence, Italy. 11th place is Chiang Mai, Thailand. All right. What are your impressions so far?
There are many world-famous tourist destinations, but to be honest, there are also cities I've never heard of it. I guess the veterans who are accustomed to traveling voted.
Then I will announce the 10th to 4th place. 10th, Mumbai, India. 9th place is Bangkok, Thailand. 8th place is Istanbul, Turkey. 7th place is Tokyo, Japan.
is where Tokyo, the capital of Japan, finally appears.
Tokyo has been evaluated as a vibrant capital. 6th place is Mexico City, Mexico. 5th place, San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. 4th place is Ubud, Indonesia.
This is a very unique ranking.
Now, let me announce the top 3. 3rd place, Kyoto, Japan.
Beautiful Kyoto, called the old capital of 1,000 years, came in 3rd place.
The famous places, cultural asset with high historical value, and a modest townscape were highly evaluated.
Certainly, it's a city that represents Japan.
2nd place is Udaipur, India.
Unexpected results.
The population is about 600,000. It is a lakeside palace city, and the townscape is also called White City because of the beautiful scenery of white buildings.
Wow, sounds great! It's an attractive city for history buffs.
And the 1st place, Oaxaca, Mexico.
Mexico again! Oaxaca? I heard it for the first time.
I don't know much about it either, so I looked it up. The population is about 720,000, and Monte Alban, a World Heritage Site, is in the suburbs.
How about food?
It seemed that the elastic cheese called Oaxaca cheese is famous.
I love cheese!
It's too far from Japan, so I'm embarrassed that I don't know much about it. I haven't studied enough. The top-ranking cities are all characterized by their historical culture. Cities rated highly by the magazine are believed to attract more tourists.
Objection!
What?
Isn't our Sapporo ranked?
Unfortunately, the people here are more shy than those in Osaka. It's smaller than Tokyo, and it doesn't have as long a history as Kyoto.
But we have delicious food and beautiful nature. I agree. Let's make our city even more attractive. Yeah! Next year, we will aim for 1st place.
That's a pretty big goal.